Darcy's, what's happened? It's been a little midnight-y, but your girl is back. Better than ever. Looking good, feeling good. If you haven't got outside today, definitely get outside. And thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing. That means a lot. And if you haven't, go ahead and do it now. Thank you. Today, we're gonna get into what you see in the title, of course. Why do men cheat? And I'm gonna also get into whether I agree or disagree with NLE Choppa's tweet, and also what he meant by that, because I do think it was taken the wrong way, although there was a lot of points I definitely disagree with. But yeah, we're gonna get into all of that, but I just want to let y'all know that I'm gonna be talking a lot more. So when I'm talking about these specific topics, this got to be open for you to understand what's going on around this way. So if you're not even on this frequency, I just go past the video. If I'm saying something and you're kind of like, huh? You're kind of lost. What's the perfect word I could do? My mission is to spread love and light, right? So with slight chaos if necessary. So if I'm doing that and you against me, you got to think about what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So that's my only point with what I was just saying. All are welcome to watch, learn, vibe, and just listen to a young, powerful goddess. Firstly, men and women are different creatures physically, but spiritually, we're all one. And I feel like that's where that saying, I am that I am, comes from. So don't think I'm being biased. Don't think you get what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm in a feminine vessel. So I know this experience. You get what I'm saying? I do feel like a goddess had to create everything. It's just the only thing that makes sense. We have portals in our wombs, which creates babies. Yeah, kids, that's how it happens. But also, I'm going to be very particular with my wording, because I do want younger kids to be able to watch this as well and get some downloads. So I'm going to sit down, because walking and talking, that ain't it. I feel like we're programmed to think that men and women are supposed to behave a certain way. Specifically when it comes to men, they have different body parts for a reason. There's more women for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't think it's ever right to cheat or to betray somebody in that type of setting. And we're all not perfect. There's a lot of things on this planes too that can possess you or influence you to do certain things that you don't want to do. Especially when you're taking certain chemicals as well. I definitely believe in that. I don't believe in betraying anybody, and I don't believe in messing up somebody's pH balance. So when you do decide to cheat, regardless of if you're feminine or masculine, the first thing you do is betray them in that way, especially if you're lying about it, which is one of the biggest things I'm gonna get into today. Because although I definitely believe that there are more feminine energy on the planet right now than masculine for a reason, I don't feel like you're supposed to just meet one person and then have a baby with one person. I don't feel like that's everybody's mission, because there's way too many goddesses on the planet. And then if you think about it, it's so many different mindsets as well. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to get too much into this topic, but regardless of what you're into, male, female, male, male, female, female, a lot of us on this plane want to have kids. You get what I'm saying? And I am with having them naturally. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to get with that point. But I don't want to get too much into that. This is specifically about like the cheating and what men do and how they're doing it. So this is his tweet. NLE Choppa, this is what he said, so y'all can get a better picture if you haven't, been in tune with this, or you don't know who this is. He's a rapper, and I think he is on a spiritual journey, just like all of us, and there's a lot of downloads he's receiving, and there's a lot of things that he's already knowing and already going through. Just from videos I've seen him in, he always talks about CMOS, he always talks about positivity and things like that. The only difference I've seen is that I do think that he is Christian. I don't want to put labels on anybody, but in this video with him and DDG, he was like in a church, and he says God, he says things like that. So I'm not sure if he's with the Bible or, you know, not, but if he is, that'll help my case on what I'm talking about. But if he's not, then okay. But long story short, he's appears to be awoken, right? But when people are going on these spiritual journeys and these spiritual paths, especially men specifically, I'm talking to right now, you have to be very, very careful, especially depending on your status, because what you're projecting can come into reality faster than everybody else, just due to your frequency and the platform you're on. So with the beginning of the tweet, that's not true. Like, it's not about cheating. Although I do agree that men are supposed to procreate, I think in some cases, if it happens, men are supposed to have children with other, you know, women, not just one. I do believe in that, and I believe in procreation. If you're into that, there's this thing called poly, you get what I'm saying? And that's people who are into different vessels spiritually, physically, and it's not always about the physical. The reason that men cheat is because you guys don't know how to control yourself. Women cheat, but y'all cheat way more, and that's for a reason. Y'all have this piece of you that's a piece of you, but it's a whole separate piece. It's like a whole nother body if you think about it. So, but it's also one of your biggest chakras, which is the sacral chakra. So I feel like y'all are programmed to be more wild with that due to the porn, y'all being more attracted to that, and due to certain games that you guys play. I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, and even like watching certain games, it's like, okay, it's all men, no females can be on it. It's one of the like top ways to get money is being in sports, you get what I'm saying? You don't really see female coaches unless it's with females. So, you know, I'm a Gemini, bear with me, my mind can kind of go into different places, but I don't want to speak too much on that either. That would probably be a different topic. But I'm saying all that to say, I feel like with certain things in society, y'all are kind of programmed to think the way you do. Just sticking on like the whole sexual thing, I think that y'all don't know how to control it. That's just point blank period what it comes down to. And the fact that I don't think he was trying to say cheating. I think he was just saying like, look, like, it's impossible for a man not to connect to another goddess, but when you cheat on a goddess, you're betraying not only her spiritually, but in all to most cases physically. Something's going to happen, especially if you're a being like me. You're gonna feel something off, especially if you're not messing with clean people. And then just the whole idea with lying is the fact that spiritually y'all are supposed to protect us. So I feel like that's a lot of the reason why there's an imbalance on this plane right now, because y'all are protectors, right? And y'all emotions and feelings can get neglected, which causes an imbalance with us feeling away. There's this whole thing going on, right, with the feminine and the masculine energies. So with y'all supposed to protect us, it's not just about physical. It's not just about, oh, you're supposed to go provide and then do what you want. If that's what you want to do, be vocal about that. This whole cheating, low vibrational, toxic, y'all gotta cancel this out. Like, this is not what our generation, and I'm talking to my generation specifically because it's like really wild right now with a lot of things going on social media and just in general, like, but also, you know, we learned this from somewhere. You get what I'm saying? So everybody, you know, regardless of what generation you're in, you could be going through a toxic situation, but it's up to you to cancel it out. By this time period on this plane, you know what's good for you and you know what's not good for you. So back to the whole lying aspect, you're messing with the brain when you do that. So if you're messing with our brains, automatically connected to your chakras, which they don't like to really talk about. This guy over here kind of throwing me off, but which they don't really like to teach about. And why you guys should get more in tune with it is because when that's imbalanced, like, especially take the root chakra, for example, and that's like your beliefs and like where you come from, your background. So that also can tie into a relationship. When you're being lied to, that's automatically going to be damaged. So then you're damaged. And then if you're damaging a goddess and you plan on having a family with her, her kids are going to be damaged. Like, the energy transfers. You get what I'm saying? So then think about it like this. your daughter, if you have one, if you don't have one, or if you plan on having them, kings, your daughter is eventually gonna fall in love, right? Do you want her to be with somebody that's like you? Like, really think about that right now. That's the like easiest way I can put it. And if you kind of like side, or you kind of like, I could be more attentive in a fatherly way, or whatever came through your mind, oh, I'm a good dad. Okay, take that, run with it, and do better. Because with that protecting energy, y'all are deeply imbalanced on the protecting us part spiritually. Y'all think all this money and all this clothes and all this jewelry means that you can just go cheat and have all these girls. That's not what it's about. And if you feel like you have to have sex every 5 seconds, you have parasites in you and you need to be cleansed. I just learned this year that y'all don't even have to ejaculate. I'm like, okay, so then I think about like the term blue balls, right? Is that even really a thing, or is that just something y'all make up to make a goddess feel bad? Or it's all these questions that like arose in my mind. I'm like, wow, okay. So since y'all are meant to procreate, which is one of the things I did agree with in NLE Choppa's tweet. Am I saying his name right? I think I am. I'm just saying it weird. But anyway, in that tweet, he was saying like it's in y'all nature, and I do agree with that. Like, some kings are definitely meant to have multiple goddesses, and I do feel like you're not meant to just be with one person forever. That's when it comes to that whole like cult like stuff. I don't agree with that part, just being with one vessel forever, because then you don't know what you want, and then you have these cravings to cheat. So figure out yourself, figure out what you want, and then go find a goddess that's into that. This shit is chess, not checkers. Like, y'all making it way harder than it has to be. We are so big on communication. The feminine energy, like, if you just communicate and show respect and protect us spiritually and physically, that's like the only thing y'all have to do for real. You get what I'm saying? And just for advice out there for any king in a relationship, if you're, because this whole debate about like what a woman is, right, and what she's supposed to do, and I feel like we all can agree, like on the spiritual side of feminine and masculine, we all can agree that one of our duties is to be submissive to the king, right? But y'all have that twisted too. So with that being said, being submissive means feeling protected and being willing. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't feel protected, and if your goddess isn't being submissive to you, you automatically should look in the mirror. Not saying that there's nothing going on with her, but that's a genetic thing in us as well. Just like he feels like it's in y'all to procreate and like to have that urge. It's not about cheating. It's about knowing yourself and realizing like, okay, what is my mission on this planet? So if you're not into love, and if you're not into like goddesses like me that like actually want a family and actually want to have fun along the way too, but my main goal is like a castle, a family. I'm not really with all that having goddesses in my energy. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna speak too much on that. My whole point is like, if you want somebody that's serious, basically, like, I'm not dating just to date. I only connect with soulmates, twin flames, period. If he was in my life, he was some type of soulmate, regardless of what you believe in or not. So you don't just get to mess with a goddess like me and not be for real, is basically what I'm trying to say. So kings, if you want somebody that's like high vibrational and wants to love you, care for you, nurture you, and do what they're really supposed to do in a submissive format, you have to be a king. And what king stands for is taking care of the village to me. It's not about necessities. It's not about having all these tangible materialistic things. It's about being this staple for your family and making sure they're good first so they can make sure you're good. I feel like that's the main thing that men have messed up. So with the whole cheating and all that, y'all gotta cancel it out. That's immature not to tell your goddess, hey, all right, like, I want to be with multiple women. Do you know how many women out here don't care and would be for that? But you know what it is? Y'all want the wifey types. Y'all want the ones that's not really like that, because you want that more nurturing vibe, and you realizing like, okay, it's two different types of females out here. So the females that y'all usually cheat with are the ones that aren't connected to these chakras at all. like just having sex with anything, or being okay to be a home wrecker, or regardless if you're married or in a relationship, the goddesses that are okay with that have parasites. I'm keeping it a buck in this video. Like, I'm not playing with y'all anymore. So when you're screwing, and then you go screw that, and then you do that, all this energy is just left everywhere, especially if it's low vibrational. You never know what anybody's going through. So y'all are passing on this energy unknowingly to the person receiving it, and all these things are happening spiritually to us, because when you lie, we can feel that regardless. Ladies, let's keep it a buck. If your man is cheating right now, you know. So stop pretending like you don't know. If you're gonna leave him, leave him. I promise you there's a king out there that would never cheat on you. But another thing with the goddesses is that we have to practice what we preach. So shout out to Glorilla with that FNF song. Fuck nigga free. That means I ain't gotta worry about no fuck nigga cheat. So when people make music and things like that, it can be looked at as a spell. Like, that's something that she's casting. Like, I'm done with y'all. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the reason why that song is doing numbers right now is because so much feminine energy can relate to that. And even the kings are like, yeah, they making remixes. They feel in the same way on a certain extent with not giving and receiving, like, emotionally. It's like, okay, you can have sex with all these people, but if that's what you want to do, just go be with people that want to have sex. Like, it's people out here that's really looking for something and really want to create something and be happy and focus on love, because that's the purest form on this plane. That's why it's imbalanced, because that's not the purest form right now. Y'all not treating it as such, especially when you're disrespecting a goddess, whether that be your girl or your mother or your grandma. Regardless, like, having that respect for the specimens that, like, created y'all is just a must. You get what I'm saying? And I don't like when that's like, I don't know, I feel like the finger gets pointed at the women a lot, and I do feel like it's because y'all neglect the men's feelings, is basically what I was trying to get to. And then you expect them to care about yours. So I don't agree with that on the feminine side, which is another big reason why men cheat, is because they're looking for something else, whether it be in the bedroom or whether it be emotionally, or whether it be just like a physical thing, like something, like you not being able to control it. It's like something's lacking, and I feel like it's not the female, it's y'all. Something's lacking within you. When I was younger, I used to have this thing about fairy tales and like what I thought love was gonna be like, and like my soulmate, I was always like, my soulmate would never do this to me, my soulmate would never do that. Your girl got humble real quick, but that's not the point. The point is, I feel like we're programmed to think that we deserve all these things without having to be giving it sometimes. And especially when it comes to kids, like, if you have young kings in your household, young queens or whatever, you feel like they just owe you all these things, but it's like, what are you doing for them? Did you even want them? That's another thing. Y'all just having babies and having sex with people, not thinking about the future. Like, in any of those situations, you automatically got to think about that. And I'm a very present being, so for me to say that, you should really, really pay like close attention. Every reaction has an equal reaction, or it's going to be 10 times worse depending on the karmic cycle of it. So you doing all these things, cheating on your girl, thinking that she's not going to find out, and not telling her, automatically something happens to her body, or automatically she gets this intuitive message. That's the equal reaction. So automatically she wants to bust you upside your head, and then that's why y'all get into toxic situations. But personally, I don't believe in the word toxic anymore. I don't claim it, none of that. I think everybody is definitely traumatized. It's a lot having to do with how you were raised, how you grew up, your relationship with your parents. Like, if you want to evolve and you want to do better, automatically focus on that. Are they a good influence in your life? Are they a bad influence? How did they make you feel? How did they make you feel when you were younger? Like, that's called shadow work, and you have to do some on yourself sometimes in order to, like, prosper spiritually. A lot of y'all aren't getting what y'all want physically because internally you're a mess. No, but for real, like, we have to start focusing on love and peace more, and that's my mission, with slight chaos if necessary. But yeah, so with my whole message, the whole biggest thing is like, yes, I feel like men are definitely meant to have multiple babies with multiple goddesses, but depending on the relationship, I don't think a man should be with another female if the female doesn't agree or doesn't know. If you can't do that, go to therapy and seek help. Like, it's time to heal, it's time to elevate. And I see a shift, I see a lot. Even though like my generation has a lot of negative views on love, I see a lot of positive ones forming too. And I feel like it's our mission to like spread it and like, you know, heal it. Your parents were mean to you. You don't have a good relationship with them. Be nice to them now while they're here. That doesn't mean get abused by them, but just don't stoop to their level. You get what I'm saying? Your friends don't do nothing for you. Nobody's there for you. Figure out the people that matter to you in your life. Get them things sometimes. Maybe it'll happen for you, maybe it won't. But I personally feel like those aren't your people. When you do shit for people and then you don't get reciprocated energy, you're not for me. I don't play with people. I need big attention, big energy. And I don't play with people that's not for me in a physical way or a mental way. You get what I'm saying? So if we don't vibe, that's why. But yes, I hope that this cleared up my thoughts on cheating and why I feel like men should never do it and why it's not okay and that's not what you guys are designed to do. And I hope you liked it. If you did like it, like the video, comment, share your experiences, and let me know what you thought about it. And to the rapper like that made that tweet, I definitely don't think that he was trying to be negative about it. I feel like I was saying in the beginning, him along his spiritual path, I think he wants other kings to realize that and realize that with the queens, like, stop stressing yourself out. Like I said, if you want a king that's like that and is cool with being with multiple people, you got to be okay with it. And if you're not okay with it, find a king that is okay with it. If you can't do that, that means you need to spend time alone, because what you seek is definitely out there and it's for you. And if it's not aligning with you, or if it's too much chaos, like if it's imbalanced, that means the universe doesn't want it to happen. But be careful with that too, because external forces can mess with very divine things. But I feel like it's internal. You gotta follow your intuition with that. So peace. Hope y'all have a good day.